Happy Friday, people. It is the 11th of August. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. And let's get to know our host for today.
It's your boy Big Marsh on the east side of the bridge. 6 foot plus of pure temptation and all that good stuff.
Bro, you haven't said that in a minute. Actually, I said it yesterday.
Couple days maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm your favorite shade queen, Martin Royalty.
Hi. Hello.
Hello, hi.
Jean. That's it for today. Hi, it's Maxie Johnson. Hi.
Everybody's tired. First of all. Everybody's tired and forgetting who they are. But how's everyone okay? How's everyone doing?
Apart from tired.
Apart from tired, yes. Other words.
I had a panic attack on the way here.
Oh, no,
Not
what
really.
happened?
No, it's pathetic.
Oh my
guys.
God.
Don't watch me. It's actually pathetic and it's childish. And
You're not always here for people's silliness.
I had to sit down and really reflect and just talk to myself. You know how I'm scared of flies, right?
Oh my God, you had to fly your car?
Girl.
No, that's no.
Girl.
First of all,
But you
that's
know
not
what?
silly. That's
I've
not
always
nothing.
thought about those scenarios. Like, imagine like you're driving and you see a spider. Like that could cause an accident.
No, I saw a spider one time
word of
and
a
I nearly
lie.
crashed my car.
Bad. So obviously I've got in my car, yeah, but last night I left like my windows slightly open.
Oh yeah, that's the worst.
So obviously I've pulled off and then I hear the buzzing. I start screaming, like screaming hysterically, yeah. And I'm panicking.
Yeah.
But I can't see the fly.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah,
just hear
you
it.
can
And
just hear
it's sending, I'm literally hysterical.
You told me just on the other side, just buzzing.
It
looking
was
at
on
you,
the
like, look at
other
this girl.
side. It was
Look
fighting
what
for
she's
its
doing.
life. It was
Yeah.
trying to get out.
That is
Oh,
no.
no.
See, that's not a silly thing.
I
That's
screamed, like,
legit.
the screaming was
It's
excessive.
foolish.
It's not.
It is food. No, I was
You got.
screaming.
It's not.
It's
'Cause if a
foolish, but
rat
it's
was
also
in your car-
justifiable.
Because my thing
One's
is,
a
it's
rat,
a it's
a
a
fly,
phobia.
they're
No,
uncomparable.
Okay, it's
excuse
a
me.
If it was like a
phobia.
bee or something,
Excuse
if
No,
there
but
was
what's
some
a
kind
rat
of
to you
danger.
is a like somebody else.
If it was something that could sting you or something, then I can
No,
understand.
man.
it's a phobia. You can't tell
Listen.
me my phobia is foolish. Like
I
There's
nearly.
bare people with foolish phobias.
I know, but allow me in it. I don't choose to be scared. I know it's pathetic. Who chooses to be
But
scared?
that's why
of
it's a
fly?
phobia, though. That's why fears are
Exactly.
illogical.
Thank
Because
you.
I hear people are like, "Oh, it's a foolish." Yeah, smarty pants.
Yeah, I know. Hence why
it's a phobia.
Literally.
It's not meant to make sense.
No,
That's
it
not
was,
true. Some people are scared of like snakes and shit. Like,
So because it's
Yeah,
a
but
snake,
somebody
because
who's
it's
a
bigger,
snake lover would think that's stupid.
My mum
Like,
says-
they'll
yeah,
just
my
be
mum
like,
says-
I'm scared. I'm petrified of dogs. Go on. Tell me something.
my mum, yeah, my
I'm
mum
petrified
loves
of
snakes.
yeah, but a dog could
My
rip
mum's
into
had pet
shreds.
snakes.
And a fly could enter into my ear hole and lay eggs in there, and then I could have 10,000
No,
flies
and that
in
happens
there.
to people.
And then what?
That happens to people.
Then what? What would you
How
say
many
then?
people did that
It's
happen
ha-
to?
it's
I read an
happened.
article.
I've read an article. I've read an article of a woman. Do you know? I think where this
actually
all stems.
have. I
where
have
this
read
all
it.
stems from. I think I read it.
research.
No, I read in a magazine. You know, like back in the day when you were younger, like,
Yeah.
did you like guys used to buy magazines?
Yes.
Like
Mainly for the toys and lip gloss and stuff.
£1.70.
Yeah.
What were they called? Like the white people magazines.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like
With
the
like
hello,
H&M,
the
hello,
okay,
okay,
yeah.
yeah. Right? So
That was a
I-
good time.
Like you know,
That was a
like
good time.
college.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
good time.
sometimes. So I read in one of those magazines. I honestly think that's where it came from. And there was a woman who like had a fly in her ear,
And they did
and like
stuff
it kept buzzing. And again, that's like that sends me. Imagine
Hold on.
consistently having.
Did
to
it
deal
actually
with-
lay eggs in it?
It will
it
though.
did,
That's what they
yeah.
do. They multiply. They go forth. They multiply.
And I read that in the magazine, and I
Ew.
think ever since then,
Bro,
yeah,
it's
making me itch.
no, but Maxie, can you imagine the bzz, but like internally?
What's in your head? Oh my gosh, you think you're mad? You
No,
know?
internally. Do
That's
you
a fly
know
gaslighting you.
what that would do to me? I think, and
The Max is going crazy.
and I saw something the other day and was like, I'm not gonna lie, like catch a fly, walk past me, and I'm slapping my. That's me. I slap my ears. Like I'm so dramatic.
Listen,
with
It's,
this.
it's a lot.
About 2 years ago, when I used to live in a flat, I don't know what happened, but there was flies in my house. I mean, my husband was like, "Why have we got flies in our house? So we're like the fly catchers, isn't it? We just be killing
Not fly
flies."
catchers.
No, that's not me, bro.
I can imagine a
just
tag
been
team
killing
giving
flies,
Michael
innit?
Kyle and Jay.
So we've killed all the flies now, and I remember it was quite a lot.
Yeah.
So anyway, we've literally deaded all the flies. We've gone to church. We've come back.
There's bear.
There can't be.
Where were they coming
There
from?
was like all on my window.
Yeah, because they lay eggs.
Yes, but we didn't know. So when I'm like sweeping and
So you're
stuff,
thinking,
I'm putting it in the
okay.
bin. Like I'm not. But when
They're
I
hatching.
yes,
Yeah.
they were hatching.
So when they went to church, they
So
said,
I,
let's watch.
I should have been throwing it outside, but I was
put
throwing
them
it
in
in
the
my
bin in your
bin, and they were just
They
hatching
were
in
just,
my.
yeah.
Oh, listen, it was a scary
I'd
sight.
have been so annoyed.
I would have moved house.
I would've gone
I'm
back
not
to
gonna
church.
lie.
No,
I would've
No,
gone
do you
back
know
to
what I
church.
do? I leave-
it was scary. I
I
can't
leave
lie.
rooms.
It's given
No, no, I'm
the
serious.
Egyptians with the locusts.
Yeah,
no,
no.
listen.
And all sorts, all the curses and stuff.
My mum thinks it's pathetic.
It's
Do you know what
not.
it is with my mum?
that's
With
what
my
it
mum
is,
and my
sis.
sister, because they always know when there's a fly, because they can just hear.
Yeah.
It's just like Gina, grow
Like,
up.
oh,
'cause
here
the
we go.
screams,
But they're
I'm a
really
screamer.
jarring though. Like they're like
They're very
super
annoying.
jarring.
I have the same with mosquitoes. Because mosquitoes, you can never really see them. They're so thin, you can't see them, but you can
Oh,
always
then when
hear
you
them.
hear no, it's when I'm sleeping
annoying,
and I
man.
just slap my head. And I'm a light sleeper. I can hear
Yeah.
everything in my sleep.
I do know that
Yeah,
if
I
there's
can't sleep and you. That's why I can't sleep with my windows open.
Okay.
No.
Okay, I get
For something to fly in my room, because I'm gonna be asleep. You could be the tiniest fly and
you
fly
just
past
hear
my ear,
it.
and I'm just gonna
You're aware of
slap
it.
my
I
face.
don't think I know what mosquitoes look like.
Don't you?
No,
I
'cause they're
don't
very
either.
small.
Oh, I know what
They
they
look
look like.
Yeah, I don't.
I know what they look
They're
like.
very small.
I don't
They're
think
so
I've
small,
seen
yeah.
Spend
one.
your time in Africa.
I've
You-
seen,
you
yeah.
know what
I
they
don't
look
think
like.
I've seen one.
Because
They just be chilling with you.
They just leave their print on you.
Literally.
Bite
They'll
the
be
shit
flying
out
in
of
your
you.
room, you see it.
And they just, yeah. But they're very tiny, and that's what makes them so annoying. Because you can't see them, but you can always, they just be in your ear, like, just in your
Yeah.
ear all the time. But I seeing stuff when you're driving. I saw a spider when I was driving one time. It just kind of dropped in front of me. I was screaming so much. And then I was able to somehow safely stop at a bus stop. And there was someone at the bus stop, and he was just looking at me like, what are you, like, are you all right? And I literally jumped out the car, didn't even see if there was another car coming. It was a whole scene.
You
It's
know,
horrible.
my sister's phobia of spiders is like unmatched. And it is unfair because when I was younger, I used to be really scared of spiders. As I've grown up, I'm not as much. But you see hers, it's different. And I've got a video, yeah. And whenever I'm sad, I watch it because it's so funny.
Because whenever I'm sad, I watch
No,
it. Imagine.
because she's clinging on to me.
Aw.
I know, but it's jokes because we're trying to, basically, none of us like going into our shed, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, but
No.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
see,
that's-
sheds,
I
yeah.
don't know.
No.
what's
Yeah.
it-
I'm sorry, I think they're cursed.
I
There's
can't
always
do it.
something in there.
Literally, and we've got a bloody
And
freezer
it can
and
either
fridge
be,
in there.
it can go from a spider to a damn fox
No,
with his
literally.
family. You never know. You just never know.
And mice, and we don't have mice there yet, but for me, just anything, I just can't.
I feel like if
Yeah.
it's dark in there, I'm scared of whatever. I feel like anything is possible.
So we always have to like rally up my mum, and my mum's like, I'm not doing it anymore, man. And do you know what's jokes? When my mum's not here, like, you know how she does like 7 months at a time and gone.
Oh, yeah.
Me and my sister, we always like, all right, cool.
We have to
Can you
do it
come
together.
to shed with me? We have to go together. But we can't go in the night. It has to be during the
During the
day.
day.
And then like, it's like, I have to go first. Then I have to, do you know, it's long.
Do you know,
So
that's the one thing about living in a house with just women, you know? There's just certain
no, I
tasks
hate it. I don't like it.
that I'm like, bring
Sometimes you
patriarchy
just
back.
don't
Where's
need-
the
like,
man?
I shouldn't be fighting
Do
up.
you know
Where's
what?
the
Do
damn
you know what I
man?
said to my mum and my sisters today? I said, I'm tired. I'm sick and tired of being the man in this house. No, because I am. Because you lot always use the excuse of, oh, you go to the gym, shopping. Like, you lot will watch me
Yeah.
bring it bare shopping in the house, yeah, and I'm struggling. Doing
Like,
bare
you
trips,
strong, right?
And you will sit there with your legs
They're
up.
like, you tough, right?
No, literally. Taking out the bins.
Yeah.
My shoulder's hurting me. You squash the bin too. Like, I'm not, no.
Yeah.
Like-
I'm tired of being...
I'm the man.
I'm tired of doing male activities. I'm also tired of doing women activities too.
I don't want to do
I'm just
anything.
I don't do
tired.
anything.
I'm
God.
just tired.
You know
I'm
what?
just
You're
tired.
stop. Yesterday, I decided I identify as a hedgehog. That's me.
what?
A hedgehog.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, I'm done.
I
I'm
saw that. I
done.
thought...
Literally, I don't want to be anything else but a hedgehog.
Why you pick hedgehog?
Do you know what it was? It was either a hedgehog or a badger or something that just lives in the ground. Like I just want to be away,
be
like,
chilling.
just chilling. And then someone made a valid point. I thought at least with hedgehogs, when people come at you, you can prick them. I thought that's smart. You know what I mean? So you've got a defense.
That's the thing.
mechanism.
You got, yeah, you can fight.
So I thought, let me be a hedgehog.
Sounds lit.
Then I thought, if I wanted to take it that step further, I could be Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic stay collecting these coins. He's about his money.
Gina, please.
So let me be Sonic because he's a
Please,
hedgehog,
ma'am.
but he's also about his money.
True.
I'm gonna be an animal, you know. I'm scared of animals. I'd be scared of myself. That's stupid.
am I,
That's a
but-
stupid existence. I'd be so like, yeah, man. I don't know. Some things I just think, come on, man.
It's childish. Like I don't want to have kids and my kids are scared of flies.
Yeah, so that's the thing. My
That is
phobia
stupid.
If I was to have kids, I do want to deal with them before. I don't want to because you do transfer fear. Same way racists pass on their racism to their kids, you actually can make your kids
Yeah,
scared of
that's
stuff
true.
as well.
That's
and I
true.
would never want to do that. So I would actually sort it out. I'm gonna start my swimming lessons next year.
My nephew's scared
So
of
my
flies.
hairstyles this year don't align with my swimming dreams.
Do you know what it
for
is with
next year.
swimming? I'm not a strong swimmer, but I can swim, right? But it's just my imagination, you know. I can swim in pools, but anything that doesn't have
No, because why would you want to be swimming in the
That's
sea?
like me as
Like,
well,
I can't
actually.
do-
There's no like.
There's
I
no
can't do
parameters.
parameters.
Yeah,
I can't do
there's
things
no
like
boundaries.
that.
There's no
Yeah.
walls. Yeah.
I can do a pool, even if it's a deep pool. I can.
I feel
do
like
it.
open-ended water is wild.
But
you
I
know?
can't, man.
For me, I just feel like I'm next to the shore. Next minute, I look up and
Mark's
I'm
can't
in the
believe this
middle of
conversation.
the sea. Like, why have I been
And-
dragged out so far?
And
Because
again,
why?
I'm dramatic. And I don't know why I'm
If
a screamer.
anything-
It's
if I put
childish.
anything on my
If
toes, you know.
seaweed or anything touches
I'm
me,
losing my
I
shit.
start screaming. It's
In my
pathetic.
mind, it's Ursula trying to get me down to the
Bro.
under. I'm done.
Hey, Brent, can you swim?
Yeah.
Properly.
You're an island boy. If
Not
you
like
couldn't
no,
swim, I'd be
easy,
No, but
man.
a lot of
shocked.
island people,
Doesn't
like
matter
my
where
really?
where the water is, you can swim, right?
Can you
Yeah.
swim?
Are you like that?
Yes.
my
Okay, first of all,
My
Yes.
sister-in-law's
Don't fight me.
she's from Tobago, and she said a lot of them can't swim. A lot of them have a fear of water.
Calling you out, Brent, questioning you.
Really?
Yeah, she said a lot of them have a fear of
I
water.
know. I know.
And Tobago.
Because the
No,
thing
she
is,
said
because
Tobago.
they're right next to the, because they're
Sorry,
right next to the sea.
sorry.
There's a lot of people that have died, obviously from being out, like drowned.
Yeah.
So a lot of them actually have a fear of
that
the
confuse
water
you?
as well.
yeah, because I'm not good at geography.
Yeah.
But I thought Trinidad and Tobago go together.
They do. Real bad.
So why is Brent saying
No.
what she said Tobago?
It's two separate islands.
Yeah, it's two separate.
Oh,
yeah,
is it?
yeah,
So why
yeah.
is it and?
Two different people.
I don't
They're
know
not two
why.
different people.
Why is there an Anne, Brent?
They're
They're
all Trini.
Trinidadians and Tobagonians. They're
Yeah,
two
she's
So why
from
did they
Tobago.
why did
So
why did they not put you
Tobagians
guys
in
together?
Trini.
Trinidad, is that more like the city? Like, is that where things go down?
It's going down.
It's
That seems like the more lit area.
yeah, it's where Carnival is. It's
Yeah,
the main,
yeah.
it's the main island.
And then what's
Okay.
Tobago? Like a village?
Nah, it's more
Rural.
like relaxed and this that and that.
Oh, is
But
it?
you have a whole set of foreigners who've now bought up a whole set of land on the sea.
Is there a
Wow,
dividing
you
border?
had to drop that in, innit?
Is there a dividing
Advertise
border?
it.
Is there a dividing border between Trinidad
water.
and... So why do people put you guys together then?
Because we're one country.
It's
Trinidad
like
and Tobago.
30 meters of water. It's like,
Oh, is it? Oh, it's a little pool.
it's not deep. You can just walk across. It's the same place.
It's lying.
You can walk across, you know. So you can walk across.
Never been. Never been.
And I'm going to Tobago real quick.
You can fit Jamaica in Tobago though.
Okay.
Is that-
Oh, interesting.
How do you feel about that?
Oh, well, Trinidad and Tobago
Wow,
is the same
that
place.
was low key shots.
They
I
got-
can't lie.
Oh, I mean,
that was
we
shots.
def-
Yeah,
100%
that was shots.
They got one flag.
You got one flag. How many flags do you have?
One.
I only see the one.
That's what I'm saying. They got one flag. It's one place. Trinidad and Tobago. It's one place. It's just
Oh.
separated by. It's just like
But it's wild if you can fit Jamaica and Tobago.
Hmm?
It's wild if you can fit your entire ass
You
country
their sons.
in half of theirs.
No, because there's countries of different sizes, isn't it? So
Clearly.
that's all right.
Clearly there is.
That's to show you how much he doesn't even know about his own country.
That's crazy.
Right.
Make it bigger than that.
I know. That's why I just left you. But what I'm trying to say is
Okay.
Trinidad and Tobago is one place.
So,
So when she said friend from Tobago, I'm saying it was shots at you because it's the same place.
if you
It's
say so.
not. She doesn't. Not that she doesn't claim Trinidad, but she's just like,
She's
I'm
a
from
Tobagonian.
Tobago.
But I've never heard
She
Brent
says she's
talk
from
about
Tobago.
That's because I'm not from Tobago.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Brent wouldn't say he's from
Because you
Tobago.
don't need to say the and. Like, why would the friend need to say the and? That don't make no sense.
He doesn't need to say it because he's not from there.
No, because
He don't go there.
All right then. What's an example? I got,
No other examples. There's no other example.
There's
There's
none,
any
there's
people that
none.
people put together.
There
I
ain't.
can't find one, man.
Yeah, you got to
It's
drop
crazy.
it, Mark. So they ain't.
Ben and Jerry's.
Okay.
You're coming to compare a country to
just-
Iceland.
No,
Ice
don't.
cream.
It's the same thing. You get what I'm trying to say?
I hear you.
No?
The point is not London.
Oh,
But I hear
shit.
you. It's all right.
Trinidad and Tobago is the same place though. It's just
That's fine.
split by a little bit of water.
That's great. What's your favorite thing about your job? Doesn't help to ask this question when you're on a tired day.
I
I
can
mean-
tell you, I'll go first.
Go on, miss.
I get to impact and change people's lives
Period. Love that.
and see them fall in love with themselves and be confident, and it makes me smile.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Good. That's
Yeah.
nice.
I love that.
And yeah. And a fun fact, right? It was not fun fact, but you know when I was a probation officer
Oh yeah.
and when I switched to fitness, everyone was like, oh, they're so random. Like, they didn't see the correlation.
Yeah.
And I was like, they're the same thing in terms
Actually,
of
probation, yeah, still like.
in terms of my job requirement is to rehabilitate people and change their lives. I was like, I'm just
Yeah.
transferring my skills into another realm.
That's
And
true.
they're like,
Actually, into
oh,
another
I didn't
industry.
see that. I'm like,
Oh well,
yeah.
now you do. That's lit. Actually,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Oh, mine is probably just being able to kind of organize my own schedule. More free
Right.
time.
Okay.
I've got a lot of free time.
I need to know what job you do. I need to get into that industry. We'll talk after. I'm dead ass. I'm
Project
messaging you later.
manager.
Is it okay? Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. I don't know. I can't think. Yeah, I can't think. Mugs?
What's the question? What's the favorite thing about my job?
To be fair, actually, I feel like, okay, with the media, I'm going to go with the media job because my other job, I do enjoy it, to be fair, but it's annoying me at the moment. Because you know when you've been on leave and you come back and you've got so much work to do, so I'm not in the right frame of mind to channel what's great about it. But with the media stuff, I love meeting different people. Do you know what I mean? I like the fact that doing stuff in media actually impacts people. Like sometimes you might say something that you think means nothing, and then someone messages you saying
That
there's
hit.
this. And,
Yeah,
do you get what I
yeah.
mean? So
Mhm.
I like that part.
Yeah, that's true.
People that I meet from it, colleagues and listeners and stuff.
I can't think. Maybe that. For the most part, I just film with my friends.
That's lit.
That's lit as well. Actually.
That's
That's
really lit.
underrated. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like you're filming with people you like.
Mm-hmm.
You're filming with people you like.
yeah. All the stuff I do is just my friends, isn't it? So
Yeah.
that's quite cool.
That's amazing. Brent? Maybe us. So you got one answer and one answer only,
I
mate.
get to live vicariously through a lot of people.
Okay, that's a good one actually.
Did you hug?
You get to live what?
He gets to live vicariously through other people.
Okay.
Oh, I
Because you
know
know
he
what?
does.
Like you must know so much.
Oh, you
Yeah,
see the
true.
tea?
You must. That is
Brett
in
knows,
your
yeah.
like.
Ha!
You gotta protect Brent at all costs. You know.
If literally, we have to protect you at all costs.
Anyway,
He couldn't get taken and tortured.
You're not a gentleman. No, literally.
But he done.
What
Brent, are you-
is Brent
Brent, are you-
spilling?
are you- are you
folding? Are you folding?
If you got tortured, are you folding?
nope.
Not even if they started playing with your
Like,
booty
how-
hole.
What? His booty hole.
Brent is
I swear you guys are
folding.
always saying that might be a good thing.
Apparently, you get an orgasm from
All
that.
right. So
That's what I'm asking.
talk about a little pleasure. What? It was a six
little pleasure, little pain.
That's what I asked him.
I can't
Sit
do
on
it.
it's in us to be.
You
Don't friend
nasty
me with a good
man.
time.
You're
Don't
nasty.
friend me with a good time. Oh,
No, that's lit, man.
I hear it.
All right, lovely. Let's get into our headlines. All right, this is quite disappointing, this first headline, but it's about Diane Abbott, and she's been accused of exploiting tragedy in now deleted tweets over the migrant deaths that we reported yesterday. So Diane Abbott has been accused of exploiting the deaths of 41 migrants in a shipwreck off Italy in a now deleted tweet about the tragedy. The MP for Hackney North and Stoke Newington, who is currently suspended by the Parliamentary Labour Party, tweeted a link to an article about the deaths earlier today and wrote, "These migrants have indeed fucked off to the bottom of the sea."
What?
I can't, like, I'm so disappointed.
I did what?
I'm so disappointed.
Did she actually see that?
She tweeted,
She actually tweeted that.
her account tweeted,
She's had enough.
the account of Diane Abbott, the Labour MP for Hackney North and Stoke Newington,
Oh my
said,
goodness.
"These migrants have indeed fucked off to the bottom of the sea."
Wow.
She must have been hacked.
Wow. No,
That's a bad day in the office.
That is crazy.
Is this,
41 people died, you know.
is this legit?
I feel that's propaganda.
You gonna finally follow her?
Who Diane Abbott?
Yeah.
No,
He said that's too reckless.
she needs to be shadow banned.
Mate, she's been bad, period. All right, so Miss Abbott sent the tweet at 3:33 p.m. and it was deleted just over an hour later. An hour. Do you know how long that is? An hour.
Yeah, it's a long time.
That's
On
a
the
long time.
internet,
That's a
That's
very
forever. That's a day.
An hour,
basically.
that's a
Yeah,
day.
you're right.
3:30 a.m.
3:30 p.m., 33 p.m. She even did a 333. What does that, astrologers, what does that mean? 41 migrants were killed in the shipwreck off the island of Lampedusa, in Italy after a large wave apparently flipped the vessel. There were only 4 survivors. The former Shadow Home Secretary's comments came off the back of Conservative Deputy Chairman Lee Anderson's controversial remark to Express.co.uk on Monday evening that if migrants do not want to be housed on a barge, they should fuck off back to France. Miss Abbott had responded to Mr. Anderson's remark yesterday, calling them a new low even for the Tories, to which he replied that he had told illegal migrants to go back to France, not genuine asylum seekers. However, today's comment provoked an immediate backlash from X, formerly called Twitter, users, and the Tory MP for Bassett Law, Brendan Clark-Smith, accused her and the Labour Party of exploiting the tragedy for political gain. I'm sure on Monday we'll report about an apology she's made.
Oh, so she didn't just say it for no reason then?
No, but no, because she told the other guy off for saying that if migrants don't want to be housed, they should fuck off back to France. So she told him off for that.
And then she went
came
to go
the
and
next
tweet
day.
that.
She's being funny. She's saying, well, they fucked off now, innit?
No, I think she got hacked.
Yeah, she must have.
I don't think she did. It makes perfect sense to me. Like, you was telling them to fuck off. Now they've gone
Now
and
they
fucked off to the bottom of the sea. And then
Damn,
after it landed, she thought, oh,
Maybe that's a bit harsh.
it's a bit much.
It's a bit much.
You get me?
There's no
Maybe,
context.
maybe I shouldn't have went with that verse.
She should have done it with a thread. They would have clocked it.
I thought you said she just randomly said that and chose that. It would have been
Nah,
a bit
she-
more
but-
crazier to me.
No, but she
It was
should
a
have.
rebuttal.
No, because she should have quote tweet the guy.
That's true.
If you're responding to something, you should have quote tweet.
That's
She
true.
just tweeted on her page, no context, no nothing. Unless you watched the news, you wouldn't have known she was even cussing the other guy the other day. She didn't do that right.
No context is crazy.
No context. Just straight foolishness. Yeah, on Monday we'll let you guys know what she says because she has to
apologise, yeah.
do a 10-page letter about this one. This is wild. But yeah, all right.
Funny.
Our next headline, Northern Ireland. So Northern Ireland's police chief has said he is deeply sorry about the 2 industrial-scale breaches of the internal data revealing the identities of thousands of his officers and staff. The Police Service of Northern Ireland, PSNI, mistakenly shared details about 10,000 of its employees on Tuesday. Details of a second data breach from July emerged less than 24 hours later. Chief Constable Simon Byrne said a PSNI unit set up to support staff had already received over 600 referrals. Police officers have told their bosses that they are worried about their safety after the incidents. The breaches have caused shock among officers, many of whom try not to reveal their occupation to people, including their friends and family, due to security reasons. In the most recent major attack in February, an off-duty senior detective suffered life-changing injuries after being shot several times by dissident Republican paramilitaries. And our last headline is about Joe Biden. Every time I see Joe Biden, I want to say Joe Biden. But Joe Biden, and he declares a major disaster. So yeah, Joe Biden has declared Hawaii a disaster area after a massive wildfire killed at least 36 people. The wildfires, driven by a dry summer and strong winds, also forced thousands to flee and destroyed parts of the historic town of Lahaina, one of the main attractions on the island of Maui. Some people have been forced to jump into the ocean to escape the flames. A mass evacuation effort for stranded visitors and residents is underway, with buses set to pick up people in Kanapali, north of the town of Lahaina. Visitors will be taken directly to the Kahului airport and residents to a shelter in central Maui. There are 6 active fires on Maui and Hawaii's Big Island, with roughly 2,000 acres already burned, according to Hawaii Emergency Management on Thursday morning. That's very, very sad. Hopefully they rescue a lot of people. And let's get into our What You Saying topic of the day. Ready? I'm glad we got a parent here. Well, we've got 2 parents. But we are talking about what really is the differences between parents of this generation and parents of prior generations. So how are the parents of our generation and the parents of prior generations different? Off the top of your mind, what comes to you first?
I think parents of this generation are more friends with their kids.
Yeah. I think there's
Like there's a better
Yeah.
relationship in terms
Yeah.
of like understanding your kids
personal
and
relationships.
and being friends with them.
Yeah. I think there's better emotional intelligence.
Really?
Yeah. So really? I think so.
Big one.
I think people, because I think the prior generations, I don't think they were in a position. Okay, they didn't have the luxury, because in a way it is a form of luxury, to be able to be like kind of be friends with their kids and whatever, because they were on survival mode. And I think with our generation, because of how hard they worked and the opportunities they were able to give us by being here and blah blah all that kind of stuff. I think it's given more chance for parents of today to be able to connect with their children outside of other things.
It's giving more chance for your kids to be idiots.
All right. Well, speak on that.
Parents were better back in the day, man. These are too soft.
You think
now.
so?
Yeah, it's too soft, caring about people's feelings and all this nonsense and chatting shit and just making their kids do whatever they want and just raising bare idiots and all these entitled picnics and that. It's just stupidness. They were better back in the day. That's why we're better than the younger generation. You get me? That's why we're stronger.
Period. No, I'm joking. Sorry.
No, that's my opinion. I think the parenting was better. Obviously, they want that emotional. What's it? Intelligence. What's it?
Emotional intelligence.
There you go. If you want all of that stuff, if you want to open up and then, I don't know what kind of the emotional intelligence to take away from real intelligence. Like people letting their kids can be butterflies if they want to be butterflies.
You can have both.
I think a balance.
You can have both. It's about balance. I think you can be there for your children. You can raise children who are disciplined, who understand and value life, and that you can raise very good citizens of society. But you also, emotional intelligence is also being able to listen to your kids. There's a lot of and it's not necessarily about being soft. Even I hate to take it there, but if you think about like abuse, the way abuse is dealt with today's generation and the previous generation is different. Previous generation, when they were told about abuse, it was like, oh, okay, well, we're keeping the family, we can't let anybody know. That's not how you deal with that, because that has an effect on whoever it is that's been abused. But this generation, it's about, okay, then this person, I'm gonna take you away from this child. I'm gonna take you away from this abuser or whatever. Do you know what I mean? I feel like even in that, there's different. I see a difference in that with the generations. So I think it's about balance. I don't think that because you're an emotionally intelligent person, that means you're raising an idiot. What it is that you can raise a great person, you can raise a great child who understands the value of life, understands the value of money, who's respectful, who is disciplined, who understands life and goes about life the way they should, but also you're able to listen to them. And that's the thing, because back in the day, children were seen but not heard.
That's how they're supposed to be, but I heard that.
What, seen and not heard?
What, kids?
Yeah.
Right.
Nah, man.
Soft youths who and cry over everything. But I hear you.
Fair.
I think our generation tries to make more of an active effort to not pass down our traumas onto our children. And I think that also comes with being emotionally intelligent.
Yeah.
A lot of us are going to therapy, like all the things that our parents passed down to us ignorantly or not, do you know what I mean? Not being aware of what they were doing.
Yeah.
I think we're trying to address that so we don't pass it down to our children as well.
What we said earlier about like the phobias that you have, not wanting to pass that to your kids, that's a form of emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
The phobias I have from the people that raised me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because it wasn't something that they thought about. But also I give them grace. I don't excuse everything they've done because I still think that being a parent, just because that's how you were raised, I don't feel like that automatically makes things right. I don't believe that because something's been done a certain way, that automatically means it works. I don't subscribe to that mindset. But I do give them grace because, again, they were on survival mode and they had a lot to worry about, a lot to juggle. And these people were having kids very foolishly. I like the fact that some parts, I won't say the most parts, some people actually are intentional about wanting to have kids. I think way too many people are having kids that should not be having kids.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And when I think about the previous generation, that was just their vibe of you get married, you have kids. Do you know what I mean? Whether or not you're fit to be a parent, you go for you have kids anyway. That there's a lot of like aunties and stuff, like when they tell you about what their parents were like and stuff, it's so mad. They were really, really unfit. Like they were mentally ill. They were alcoholics. There was so much. They were unable to have kids. And I like the fact that even in this generation, when people want to have kids, they actually think, can I afford it?
Yeah.
Back then, they didn't think that. So you're struggling.
Logically,
now your kids are knowing about your struggles. Now your kids are struggling too. That leads to whatever it leads to. All of that stuff. I like the fact that there's more. But again, we have that opportunity and that luxury of being able to do that.
I think it depends where you grow up. I see bare people having kids that can't afford it. Like they didn't think about whether they can afford it or got themselves in order. Like there's bare examples.
Yeah.
Depends on what demographic or where you come from. But I ain't seen it. It's not better. There's bare people who can't have kids, young people who can't do nothing, and just taking everything from the government and patting up that they can't do nothing. Not even like there's not a lot of 2-parent homes and shit like that. Like I don't think that's any better. There's bare examples of that.
I wasn't speaking in that it's a general thing. Like it's a pattern. I said I like the fact that there are some individuals who actually think about that. Like there might be like 2 out of a group of 10, but for me, I like the fact that there's 2 out of a group of 10 that are even thinking that rather than just doing it. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I think there are a lot more active fathers as well in our generation.
Yeah.
Even in whether it's single parenthood or in
Yeah.
2-parent. Because even like when I think about my childhood,
Yeah.
I lived in a 2-parent home, but I can't really remember my dad like that
Yeah.
in terms of like taking an active role.
Yeah.
Even though he was there, he was quite passive.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like even in 2-parent homes and just single fathers as well, I feel like there's a lot, they're a bit more
Yeah.
active.
I think
which
that
is
is, that
good.
is definitely better with our generation,
Yeah.
100%. Like I feel like, because there's people I meet, yeah, and they're like they're co-parenting. And like we're hanging out, say with the mum, for example, and I don't hear one bad thing about their father. It's back. I'm like, oh, where's the kids? Like, oh, she's with her dad. And I feel like there's more of an effort to do that. Like, yeah, when we don't live in the same home, we're
Yeah.
not in a relationship anymore. But there is that activeness. We're definitely doing that better than other generation.
Yeah.
Because they just bounce, boy. That was the end of that. They said, I'm going to start over there again.
They just cut.
Literally, they just cut. And they went and started a new family over
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
And then when that gets, they're like, oh, it's getting too much. Then go start a third family. Do you know how many
Yeah.
families there are?
I do think though, yeah, like there is, not saying that there's not scandal now, but I think there was scandal like in the older generation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, but they were messy. Sorry, after your auntie's example, I was like, I
I
would never
feel
forget
like
her.
a lot of us actually belong to our uncles, not our.
Okay, all right.
Girl.
No, that's a word.
But it's just
I
you
feel
There's
like there
things
was
being
hella
found
scandals.
out after
hella
that.
scandals.
There's
hear that,
things, and you know, some of the men were off in war and such. The maps ain't mapsing on the womb, on the wombs. There is that. There is that too. I think they were messy as heck. Then they were trifling.
Listen, I also feel like we're trying to give our children more of a, like experiences in terms of like traveling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Trying to educate them on finances, like
Yeah.
just like
But do you not feel that that's because like, I guess back home, yeah, your parents didn't. Again, it's a luxury, right? Because if you think about it, if your parents came over from wherever they came from, that's not on their mind.
yeah.
They're literally here to graft and to make a better life for you
Yeah.
guys. So they don't have the luxury to think about, oh, let's take our kids on holiday. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas with us, because we're here, we're grounded, we've been raised here and stuff.
Yeah.
And also, I think it's a Western thing as well. Like we've adopted that as part of the culture.
Yeah, I think it's
Times
yeah.
have
Does
changed,
that-
innit? You're going to roll with
Yeah.
the times, but I think every generation, the parents would have made an effort to give their kids something different than what they had. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Even if they're
100%.
installed that might have different traditions and install some of the same things. I think most of the parents would have made a real conscious effort to try and do things for their
But
kids.
you know, the
that-
biggest one
that
is
they
them
couldn't
coming
do,
over
you get
here.
me?
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
so.
That's
Yeah,
actually the
yeah.
biggest thing because
That's
essentially
true.
they came here so we could have what different to them.
You know what
That's
I'm saying?
true.
So
And I think
Yeah.
that laid the foundation of how we can get the things that we have.
That's true.
Look up them in it.
I don't think. all
But then
them
does that
old
make
traditions
us
are bad.
better at parenting?
Is that what?
Like, does our luxuries make us like? Obviously, they
I
didn't
think
have
so.
they didn't have some of the luxuries that we have here.
I think
so
it's
does that-
because I think when if you have more, I think you can do more with more.
More.
You can do more good with more. So yeah, but I think one of the things though, because one of the points here is about discipline, like thinking about discipline, carrying on culture, opportunities. I think when it comes to discipline and carrying on culture, we're slacking in that. I think that's a negative about the generation.
Definitely.
When it comes to discipline, boy, there's a lot of kids I want to slap.
These people are getting cussed out by their youths.
Yeah, that is
I think that's wild.
Like,
I think even this. I think. Do you know what's fun? I think even discipline, not even necessarily with just the parents. Like I know how I was raised when it comes to other elders. So to be fair, growing up in Nigeria though, the way the community is, it's not just the people. Like it's not my parents. It's not just my parents that can tell me off. If I was out here and I was badly behaved, I am representing the family. So if I'm badly behaved, some other older person can tell me off.
Yeah.
And God forbid they actually know the family of which I belong, and they come back and tell them.
But now
it's
you
a whole
can't do
thing.
that.
Well,
Because
it's
even when I
hard
think
to
of
do
like
that, 'cause these
how
are on skinning out for likes online and thing, and
Skinning out
twerking
for
with
likes,
the baby in
child.
the back and all them fuckery.
Yeah.
Like, you get what I'm trying to say? Posting the picture from posting your baby picture from when it's in the womb and thing. It's all about clout. They're focused on the wrong things. If you ask me,
I agree with that as well. But do you also think? I think there is a decline in 2-parent households in our generation.
yeah,
Do you think that affects parenting?
yes.
how you just said even as single parents, the dads are more active. There's a lot of people that stayed
Yeah,
in
in
two.
comparison.
There's a lot of people that stayed in 2-parent homes that was necessarily
Yeah, but I
It
think
wasn't
that's
necessarily a toxic. I mean, of like a
great
good
place.
situation.
Yeah.
It was toxic. People were staying together just because, like,
but that's what she's saying though. We're
there weren't
missing.
no love. There weren't no love in the yard.
But that's
You
what
get
she's
what I'm
saying though.
saying?
We're missing the two parent healthy households. So yeah, we can have healthy single parent households, but there's a lot less of two parent healthy households.
Yeah, that's true. I suppose.
I think yeah.
Yeah.
I think that. Do you know?
What were you gonna say?
Nothing, man.
Go on. Now I want to know.
No, it's okay. I ain't
You want to battle
qualified-
people on a
I ain't
Friday?
qualified for this conversation. I'm too biased.
Like, where does your bias lean towards?
No. It's fine. Honestly, it's fine. Second, please.
Listen, let's wrap it up. But yeah, I think that. I think even with the culture as well, I think that's also an issue. And sometimes, well, I know that I talk about like Nigeria, apart from the fact that obviously I did the beautiful my eyes. Part of that is if I have children, I do want them to know about that culture. But even if I don't end up with someone who is Nigerian or Yoruba or whatever, it's very important to me that the person I am with is also cultural. They can speak whatever languages, they have the language, they know about their culture, so my children can know about their culture. Like my niece, my brother's obviously Nigerian, his wife is Ghanaian. She understands both cultures. Do you get what I mean? Like she knows Nigerian food, she knows Ghanaian food. She knows when you're speaking Yoruba to her, she can say some stuff in Yoruba, but she also understands Twi and stuff too. I think for me, that's very, very important. I think our generation is missing on that. I know that sometimes people make the whole thing about community aspect when you think about parents and had hall parties and stuff like that. I'm an introvert. I don't want to go into hall parties anyway. But
Oh my gosh, I love them.
I love
This-
them. I can't lie.
That's
Yeah,
one thing about my cousins.
Seeing
that
my
I miss.
cousins like all
Literally
like.
that I love to dance. I was that chubby girl in the middle.
Oh my god.
Dancing for my next plate of food. What?
That is literally that was me as well. Like
you
we used to
didn't
do the
have to go there.
Girl,
That's my
competitions
plate of
and
food.
dance-
plate of food.
dance for money.
I miss dancing for money there.
Yeah, I
That was
miss
a-
dancing
that
for
was a
money.
good
I
time.
can't lie.
That was a
Like,
good time.
hall parties were so lit.
Yeah, they were lit.
Yeah.
Honestly.
But I think sometimes as well, we don't deep the actual cultural things that's missing in our generation. We talk about the hall parties. We talk about like the fun things, but the actual culture things, we actually miss that.
That is part of the culture, though. That was the important stuff, like being raised together, being around your cousins and the
Actually,
friends and the
yeah,
family
yeah.
all the time, everybody being around the house, and you just got raised as a community. There's people policing each other in their relationships. There's everybody just alone now, just doing all their shit online, and there's no
Do you know?
the kids are just growing up in the yard, giving them the iPad, just sitting
That's
there,
true.
don't know
Yeah.
nothing. You know what I'm trying to say?
I was thinking about that the other day because obviously my situation. Well, okay, whatever. I was thinking about that the other day. Overshare. Can't do that. But basically, I was thinking about that the other day, like how like in summer and stuff, like the cousins and stuff can be together, and I'd want to do that.
Like,
But obviously, as a fun auntie,
yeah.
like not my kids, but I'd have like everyone else's kids, and like
Yeah.
the parents can for a week or whatever in summer can just go off and do whatever they're doing. But I feel like it'd be so like I want to be that auntie who hosts that week where it's like all the cousins look forward to it. In summer, we're gonna go to Auntie Esther's house, and all the cousins are gonna be there.
Yeah,
I feel like that'd be so lit.
My mum used to do that. My mum used to dash me and my brother off to my auntie.
Do you know what I mean? Like I
And it
remember
was
being with my
fun.
cousins
Like
all the time.
it was really fun. So,
Like I remember I wanted to live with my cousins. I was like, can I just stay here? Like,
but do we have like people like that we can trust with our children?
yeah,
these
but you know what
days?
it is? I don't think. Yeah, I think so.
You should have.
But you should. Yeah, I think we
Depends on what
do.
kind of community you keep,
But it's not
you
going to be
should
your
have.
sisters. It's not going to be your siblings.
Why not?
No, not it's not going to be, but it doesn't have to be just be your siblings.
Okay.
Like they're friends of mine that I'll be able to trust with my children.
Yeah,
I
they're
feel like when
still
we were growing
family. I
up,
grew up, all them aunties and stuff
Yeah.
that I got, they're not related to me by blood. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, all them aunties and uncles that I got,
Yeah.
we literally grew together. All our kids, we all know each other. Like, they're not related to me by blood, but they're my family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's because we keep together, but it's like everybody wants to isolate themselves.
and I think part of our emotional intelligence again will be that we would actually screen who it is that we're leaving our kids with. Do you know what I mean? Because I feel
I
like
do-
part of the older generation.
But I do feel like they did though. I feel like they like I wasn't allowed to sleep at people's
Actually, to be
houses
fair.
growing up. Like I feel like
You weren't allowed to eat at
culturally-
certain people's houses.
Yeah,
you
they're
weren't
very
yeah.
like back then. I feel like they're more,
But you know what it is?
they're worse than we were.
Yeah.
But you know what it is? I feel like with that though, I see that as part of discipline. Because I was raised to like be content with whatever it is I have. So if I have something, what you have is what you have. What that person has is what they have. You can't be coveting on what the other person has. So when I wasn't like eating in people's houses or whatever, is that you got food in your house. Like don't go to someone's house wanting what it is that they've got. Even like sleeping in people's houses. Like I couldn't be trading tops and trading shoes and like trading Barbie dolls and stuff.
Is it?
When we're playing together, yes, but I can't come home with my friend's Barbie doll, and then because for the way my family is that you're not happy with the things that you've been given. You need to be grateful for the things that you've been given. So part of that, I see that as like a form of discipline, but I think maybe that's just my household.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine wasn't. I'm talking more from like, you can't sleep at anyone's house, especially
Yeah.
as a girl.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Like, you know, like when you're growing up and you do sleepovers as parties and like primary school and stuff like that. My mum wasn't on it at all. So I feel like, I don't think they were less lenient. I feel like they were very, very big on that, if that makes sense. Like, and with the eating and stuff, it's like at my family's, like aunts and stuff, that's fine. But again, it wasn't.
Of people that can poison you.
Yeah, but like I don't feel like they were like lenient and just kind of let you go to anyone's house, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's true.
I hear you.
Because growing up, I just used to think, oh, but why can't I stay? Do you know what I mean? I just didn't get it.
I was definitely
Obviously
allowed friends sleepovers, boy.
Now I'm older, I totally understand.
Yeah, 100%. You weren't allowed to sleep at your friends?
No, what am I doing
neither was
there?
I.
I could only be at my cousin's.
I was allowed to sleep at my friends.
Nah.
I don't remember having any sleepovers at my friend's house.
At my friends.
Even like my house was the spot though. Like everyone used to stay at my house.
But that's the thing.
My house
that's
is
your
lit.
house, though.
But
That's the thing, yeah,
I
people can be
also
at my
was
house.
allowed, like my parents, I'd go to other
Nah.
people's houses.
Nah,
friends could be at my house, but I won't go to no friend's house.
Yeah, I don't have any memories of sleepovers, really. I don't think
Yeah.
so.
What's sleeping over for? You played enough. They'd rather like take me there, drive me
And
there,
pick up late.
pick me up late, and then they'll drive me there the next morning again.
Really?
You're not staying over. Staying over? What do you think this is?
Oh, do you think that's something like that they've come from something they've experienced though?
It could be.
Yeah,
I think it could be.
because
Trauma.
I would be very skeptical for my children to stay over at people's houses.
Yeah.
only because but it's a traumatic thing for me though.
And that's my thing as well.
Yeah. It's coming from a place of trauma.
Part of the things I'm trying to work on. Yeah.
But
'Cause even at my
sometimes,
kids being watched by
but
people as
sometimes
well, innit?
trauma
So,
actually
like-
safeguards us
Yeah.
as well. So,
Yeah, but I think sometimes, because I know myself, the way I am, it is something I'm having to work on because I will be overly protective of my kids. And that will have the opposite effect of whatever it is I'm trying to do. Do
yeah,
you get what I mean?
yeah.
So, yeah. What else is there? Okay. I guess we know we have more like better opportunities, I guess, than they definitely did.
Yeah.
What they deem as real professions, there is that as well. Because back then, as well,
That's true.
even there's a generational. We are more free with things that we can do than previous generation were, and even with us, the people that do things outside of the traditional jobs today, essentially you're kind of rebels in your family. If you come from that kind of family, my mum is fine with anyone doing whatever it is that they want to do, but there's certain families that are strict where it's like the options are doctor, lawyer, engineer. Doctor, lawyer, engineer. That's really it. Even teacher, they'd be like, really? Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
again, I'm thinking of a cultural, like a Nigerian
Yeah.
background. But wanting to do art, wanting to do music, wanting to do creative stuff, wanting to do something different, I guess you were kind of a rebel. And I feel like with our kids, I feel like we'll be more open. I think, and I also think as well, part of it is that we have more knowledge.
Yeah.
Because for them, those are the careers that they saw be successful, that they knew traditionally. So really and truly, a lot of things that we're doing today, even in this generation, it's kind of new. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they didn't know if, as a parent, if you want the best for your children and you want them to be successful or whatever, you actually don't know that what it is that you have lofty ideas about is going to be successful.
Yeah, that's true.
So I guess a part of that is that we've lived it and we know that, okay, do you know what?
I'd definitely be open if my children say they don't want to go uni.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, show me your I'll be open to like, okay,
What's
show
your
me your plan,
Yeah.
and then we'll go from there. Whereas I could never tell my mum I wasn't going uni.
Do you know what? I think,
That was
okay,
in a
so my sister
conversation.
didn't go uni, yeah.
Yeah.
But I helped that
Conversation.
process.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Because obviously we've all gone to uni, me and my siblings. And my two older brothers, they're very like traditional. So they were on to her, like, what do you mean? Da, 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 da. But I was the sibling that was like, no.
You don't
Like,
want to, yeah.
it's not that deep.
Yeah.
Like, there's people who are very successful in life who've not gone to uni. And I was like, look at me, not saying I'm successful, but like, I didn't need to go uni to do what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Like, my career has got nothing to do
With
with
a
those stinky,
degree, yeah.
like, at all.
Coursework
Do you know what I
and
mean?
essays
I was like,
and-
so why you lot onto her just so you can put her picture on the wall and go and brag and tell your friends, oh, my daughter's got a degree. Okay, who cares? I said, because are you going to be helping her pay off her? And bearing in mind, when I went to uni, it was like when it was like $3,000 a year. Now
Well,
for
it
people,
is
it's
£9,000
£9,000 a year. I said,
Ridiculous.
are you paying for that or contributing? Because if you're not,
Then
you know,
hey, yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's stupid.
and now my sister's, and I look at her, I'm like, she does really well for herself because she's on a salary at her young age. And do you know how long it took me to get to the salary that she's on? And what she's on at 22 and the commission that she makes.
Yeah.
Even the car she drives, she always looks at me and she's always like, like, do you know what I mean?
Do you want to lift?
Because she does well for herself for her
Yeah,
age, and she's driven to not go down the conventional route, and it's paying off.
Yeah.
Is she socially wealthy?
Brent, you know Georgia, so I don't always like, you know, whenever you do this stuff.
No, I'm saying you're.
What do you mean by
Does
socially
Georgia
wealthy?
listen? Because Georgia needs to be messaged.
No, they have. Do you know they have their own relationship?
Okay.
What do you mean she's socially wealthy?
I'm saying you're giving all the perks, right? She's turning up her nose at you or down.
Yeah, but she's that generation though, isn't it?
All right.
She's always gonna look at me like, you're not lit. But they don't understand the long game. It's fine.
Not the long game.
No, they don't. I'm playing the long game. It's fine.
You sound like an auntie.
No, because it's true. Because I feel like the younger generation, like, they focus too much on the now. Do you get what I mean? And like having things now and not planning for the future.
Yeah, they love a lot of immediate gratification.
Exactly,
They don't.
so-
They don't. Their mind is not geared for deferred.
precisely
Like
my
work
point.
hard for later kind of thing.
So that's why I'm like, I don't actually care about her opinion of me, to be fair.
Period.
So
That's it. All right. So, what things would you say they did better, worse, and vice versa, as in our generation?
I definitely think discipline and culture,
They definitely
and
did that.
tradition, and instilling that in us, because I feel like
Yeah.
you can't put a price on that. Obviously, not everything from culture I agree with.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I feel like we've all got to an age now where we can make that decision for ourselves. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we have the luxury too because we've been exposed to it.
Agree.
Parents probably communicate better, like what you said, even though I think it's to their own detriment. But
As in today's generation communicate better.
I agree.
Because back then, like sometimes some people's parents didn't even tell them they loved them. I think that's
Sure.
deep, you know.
Some, you know, I don't know. Like, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
think
Like
that's-
ever
I think
being
that's
told I was
deep.
loved, or even being hugged as a kid. So as I got
Yeah.
older, my mum tried to start hugging me. I was like, "Oh, don't touch me."
Yeah.
And
that's
she used
the
to get
thing.
offended.
And it's
but I used
now
to
they're
think,
upset that
I'm
we
like,
don't
but
have that relationship. Which
You
is like,
didn't hug
but-
me growing up. So
So you just set the
Yeah.
foundation for that relationship.
No,
Yeah, 100%.
I'm alright, thanks. I don't do hugs.
you don't have it rough, man. What's that African thing or something?
Yes,
Maybe.
I think it
Did
is.
you get
I don't
love?
think.
Did you get love views all the time?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, that's
No.
lovely.
I know my parents love me. They tell me all the time.
Oh,
Oh,
so
that's
beautiful.
nice.
That's cute.
But I tell my children, like,
Say
my
no,
children
Brent?
tell me more than I tell them. Like,
I love
fine.
on my niece and my little sister. Like I'm just like, I love you, love you, love you,
yeah,
love you, love
all
you.
the time. All the time.
I don't know what you're talking about. My household, it wasn't the case.
Huh?
My household, it wasn't the case. They're not walking around saying, I love you, I love you. I mean, they were showing it in many different ways. They weren't saying it. But in your household, I'm guessing they were.
How were they
Yeah,
showing it? Because you know,
my mum told me, yeah, I don't have a shadow of a doubt in my mind that my mum loved me more than anything in the
What
world.
did she used to say? How was she used to say it?
I love you.
I was just about to
like,
ask.
I love you.
I was about to ask, is your mum white? But I remember that you're actually black.
Oh no.
There's that.
All right, so I beg you, give me some scenarios.
What do you mean?
Was it after she cussed you out? Because she used to cuss you out bare.
Yeah, she would cuss
My
me
mother
out.
did do that.
What do you mean?
Your mum did cuss you out.
No, not in the manner in which
You are so cheeky as well.
No, I
mean, because cussing
we
out means
know
telling
full well
off.
we act differently in front of our parents than we do in front of friends.
Yeah, but I feel like some
Yeah.
cheekiness you can't just turn off. You just can't turn off.
I know.
It's in you.
Yeah, that's I
Do you know what I mean? Like, I can imagine you as a
Don't
cheeky
do that.
young.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I got licks if it
He
is.
said that's not my brand.
I got licks if it is I was disobedient or talked
Cheeky.
back.
Okay, so
Yeah.
cussing was for me is telling off.
I'm talking about the level of Jamaican cussing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but she's not
That's
necessarily
different
cussing
level.
me. She's cussing everything. She's just cussing. My mum used to have a foul mouth, and she made a conscious
There
effort
we
as she got
go. All right.
older
And I didn't come
to
up-
stop
I didn't
cussing.
come up
innit?